Imagine living in an overcrowded city, surrounded by luxuries and excess, only to decide that true happiness lies in owning nothing more than a wooden barrel to sleep in. This was the radical choice of Diogenes of Sinope, one of history's most fascinating and provocative philosophers. Born into a wealthy family in ancient Greece around 412 BCE, Diogenes' life took a dramatic turn that would transform him from a privileged banker's son into a homeless philosopher who challenged society's most basic assumptions. His story isn't just about an eccentric man who lived in a barrel. It's a powerful parable about authenticity, materialism, and what it truly means to be happy. The pivotal moment came when Diogenes was caught in a banking scandal with his father. Exiled from his hometown of Sinope, he arrived in Athens with nothing but his wits. Rather than viewing this as a tragedy, Diogenes saw it as liberation. He observed a mouse scurrying about, completely content without possessions or social status, and had an epiphany. Happiness doesn't require wealth, power, or social approval. What followed was one of history's most remarkable experiments in simple living. Diogenes embraced poverty voluntarily, making his home in a large ceramic barrel in the marketplace of Athens. He owned a bowl until he saw a child drinking with cupped hands and threw it away, realizing even this simple tool was unnecessary. He would walk barefoot in winter and roll in hot sand during summer to build resistance to nature's extremes. But Diogenes wasn't just practicing minimalism. He was staging a philosophical protest against what he saw as society's artificial constraints and hypocrisies. He would walk through the streets of Athens carrying a lamp in broad daylight, claiming he was looking for an honest man. When Alexander the Great once visited him and asked what he could do for the philosopher, Diogenes simply requested that he step aside as he was blocking the sunlight. What makes Diogenes' story so relevant today? In our era of consumer culture, social media personas, and constant pressure to acquire more, his radical simplicity poses uncomfortable questions. How much do we really need to be happy? Are we living authentically or just following social conventions? What if the path to contentment isn't through accumulation but through letting go? While few of us would choose to live in a barrel, Diogenes' message about the freedom found in simplicity resonates across millennia. In a world where anxiety and dissatisfaction often seem to increase in proportion to our possessions, perhaps this ancient philosopher's extreme experiment has something important to teach us about finding genuine happiness and authentic living. Diogenes died around 323 BCE, but his legacy lives on through the countless people who have been inspired by his courage to question societal norms and his radical commitment to living according to his principles. His story reminds us that sometimes the most profound wisdom comes from those who dare to live differently, challenging us to examine our own assumptions about what makes a life well lived. In the end, Diogenes' barrel becomes more than just an ancient philosopher's dwelling. It stands as a powerful symbol of the choice we all face: to live according to society's expectations, or to find the courage to live according to our truest convictions, regardless of what others might think. In today's world of endless notifications, social media pressure, and relentless consumerism, Diogenes' radical simplicity hits differently. While we don't need to abandon our homes for barrels or throw away our possessions, his message cuts through the noise of our modern lives with surprising clarity. Perhaps true freedom isn't found in the latest smartphone upgrade or the perfect Instagram feed, but in the courage to question what we really need, to live authentically, and to occasionally step away from society's endless demands. In an age of anxiety and digital overwhelm, how many of us are trapped in our own metaphorical golden cages, too afraid to break free from societal expectations? Diogenes' story challenges us to take an honest look at our lives and ask, what is truly essential? What masks are we wearing? And most importantly, what barrels of convention might we need to break free from to find our own authentic path to happiness?